Thank you to our sponsor, Filmcraft LA. You can get all of your cool and customized film gear there. Like this chair we got with the nice horror at the store logo in the back, which is awesome. You can find them at filmcraftla.com and follow them on Instagram at filmcraftla.
Who was that? Who was in that skit? Was that the 80s?
That was Dan Aykroyd.
Yes,
and,
the best. Well, the one Saturday Night Live was untouchable. It was the greatest thing that ever happened in the world.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
But are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yay! I love horror.
Yay. Guys, welcome to another episode of Horror at the Store. I'm your host, Katie Hettenbach, and today we have actor, producer of Summoning Sylvia, and recently he just joined the GLAAD board. Here he is. Frankie Grande.
Hi. Did you just call me a whore at the store?
Whore at the store. I mean, some people call me that, but
it's not the first time.
It's not the first time.
I appreciate you having me on Whore at the Store. Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm really great.
Good.
I'm in my I think like blissful era. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like the film is out. It's gotten such wonderful positive feedback. You know, it's just been a lot of work to get to this point. And I think I'm allowing myself to be present and just enjoy this moment. Yeah. Which is really cool.
Yeah. Cause you you produced it. How did that come about and how did you pick the script?
So, it wasn't a nepotism baby situation. The writers and the directors, Alex Taylor and Wesley Taylor and Alex Wise, sorry, no coffee this morning. They wrote me into their show Indoor Boys, and I won an Indie Streaming Award for that performance in season 3. And so when they wrote this movie, they really wanted me to play the role. So we did a reading, and I did the reading, and then they recorded the reading, and they asked me to play Nico after the reading. I was very grateful. And then immediately after, I was like, is this fully funded? Like, what's your plan for this? And they were like, we don't really know. And I was like, okay, let me bring it to my mom and my production team, because I felt that this movie really deserved to be seen, really needed to be seen. Like, I think it is a beautiful thing for LGBTQ plus representation in film, TV, and media. It's very unlike the way we usually see LGBTQ plus representation. And so I was like, I think we should jump in. And so we ended up co-producing it, which is really great, with Cody Lassen, who, it's everyone's first film, which is the most shocking. Like, it's my first film. It's Alex and Wes's first film. It's Cody's first film. It is everyone's first film. The director of photography's first film. Like, it is wild that all of these people came together and created something that looks so unbelievably polished. Yeah. When everyone was just kind of being like, flying by the seat of our pants.
That's amazing.
It's really neat.
Like, I've made a handful of films, and my first film, it does not look like that. I can tell you that. It is such a good movie.
Thank you.
It's just about friends.
Yeah.
Hanging out and, summoning some demons.
Yes, exactly. Hey.
And Sylvia, which is,
it's just, which very oddly I did as a child.
You did?
Yes.
You did a lot?
Oh my God. I did Ouija board stuff all the time when I was a kid.
Oh my God.
Which was, so it's not that far-fetched.
Okay.
Like I would absolutely have a seance with my friends still to this day.
Have you had anything weird happen during a seance?
I'm embarrassed to say that I never really trusted the process. I was more about the theatrics of the process, and so I would make the things happen.
Got it. Okay.
I'd be like, oh no, the table is shaking, and it's me like shaking the table.
Like, what? Oh my God.
Or
what?
be like, are you pushing it? Are you pushing it? No, I'm not pushing it at all. It was me. I was pushing it. Yeah, I was absolutely pushing it. So no, I haven't had anything weird happen during a seance, but I definitely created an environment within which, like, if the air conditioning did make a sound, like, then it was absolutely a demon. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I'm good at being theatrical, and I learned it very young.
So have you had any paranormal experiences?
Or do you
even believe in
swear that I had paranormal experiences when I was a kid.
Okay.
Like, I swear I saw things, like shapes, visions, like kind of like, like wavy apparitions over my bed, things like that I was like 1,000% that's real. But nothing that I truly like feel like was specifically someone like trying to give me a message or communicate with me. Like, I think I have felt presences in my life, but that's as far as it's gone. I've never really, like had someone be like, Frankie, you must turn left, like nothing like that.
Hello?
Messages from the other side. No, I haven't had those yet, but I would be receptive to them.
Yeah.
I don't think it would freak me out, oddly.
I haven't like had anything like crazy, but one time I was at my parents' house and like the door just opened and we always say like, oh, it's grandma, because they're like, oh, they're gonna scare you, but they're not gonna try to scare you, but they're gonna tell you that they're there. And then I took a nap and then she appeared in my dream. She's like, that was me. And then I was like, grandma, I'm home alone. Why'd you do that?
Yep.
Don't do that, grandma. I'm here for you. Love you. But don't do that.
You're like, you just scared the shit out of me.
I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, we see a lot of signs from my grandpa a lot, but it's always a beautiful, loving, like wonderful. My grandmother sees him a lot, my mom sees him a lot, and it's just like sometimes I feel like it's part of grief and loss. That your brain can manifest these visions, or you can make these sort of associations with things. But I think until it happens to you, you don't really know what it's like for other people. Yeah. But I do love the idea that people don't leave us when they die. That they can. I say this all the time to people, like, exactly what that person would say to you. If you miss someone and wish that you could talk to them, just talk to them. Yeah. Because you know exactly what they're going to say. Exactly. You know that person inside and out. So if you're having this issue 20 years after they passed away, then just have a conversation with them in your head, and you're going to know exactly how they're going to respond. And so they're still with you. Yeah. So that's kind of the way that I look at it.
That's such a good way to like think about that.
Yeah.
I've thought about that, but not maybe in that way, but I like
they're
that.
With you. Yeah, how they look, how they would sit, how they would smile. Yeah. And that's a lot of ways that I think about my grandfather. Like, and he comes to me in my dreams all the time. It's weird. Which I think is very powerful. Yeah. The human brain is a remarkable thing, and how we process things while we're sleeping is so insane to me. So I always take it as a sign from him that he's doing well, that he's in a good place. So I do enjoy that when Grandpa comes to me in my dreams. And Aunt Judy, my Aunt Judy, who I miss terribly too. Judy. Yeah, she's the best.
No.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So going back to Summoning Sylvia, your character Nico is
gay.
What? Wait, what? No way. What? Oh, what? That's crazy.
Super gay.
No. That is, you're blowing my mind right now. Yeah. I have no idea. I just, wow.
Thank you. I'm such a good actor.
Wow. God. My whole world is just exploding. Same when I found out.
I derailed your whole interview. Yeah.
Same when I thought Adam Lambert was straight for just a brief moment. I was like, why is he gay?
Yeah.
I love him.
I know, me too.
I was him for Halloween in 6th grade.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, I love that.
It was iconic. No one knew what I was. Like, are you goth? I'm like, no, I'm Adam Lambert. The wig and everything. But so did you have to like pull deep to find Nico, or did he come easily to you?
It was interesting because Nico, to me, is so different from Frankie as a person. Like, I think that there are times when I obviously do behave like Nico, but more so than not, like, I am much more colorful, effervescent, optimistic, a butterfly, like we can use the Wicked analogy, and I'm more of a Glinda in the everyday life, and Nico is an Elphaba. Okay. Nico is sharp, he is cutting, he is small, he is calculated, he's focused, he's intense, he's energetic, in a forward way, whereas I'm an energetic in like every way. So it was very different from anything I've ever done before. So it took a couple of days to figure it out to me, which no one can. You can't tell when you're watching the movie, but I can kind of tell. I'm like, oh, that was day 1 and 2 when I was still trying to figure out exactly who Nico was. But it ended up being really great, and I love Nico now. Like, he's great. I hope he gets to come back for Summoning Sylvia 2.
Is there a duh?
No. Maybe. I don't know. Alex Wise and Wesley Taylor Alex is in a Broadway show right now, and Wesley is in Only Murders in the Building, and they're shooting. So they have no time. They can't even think about it.
That's fair.
They can't even think about part 2.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But the reception has been so positive. I wouldn't call it out of the question. Just saying.
It was genuinely a hilarious movie.
Oh,
Like when I watch movies alone, I usually don't like externally laugh, even if it's a comedy. And I was cackling. Some of the lines are just amazing. Do you have a favorite line?
Probably "I could fuck your father."
That's my favorite line.
Yeah.
That is literally I wrote that down.
Yep, "I can fuck your father," and I think that was not in the script.
Okay,
that was a wild that Alex or Wes threw to me. They were like, "Why don't you try saying I could fuck your father?"
Oh my God.
Or something like "I could fuck your father." And I was like, yeah, no, that needs to. And then we shot it that way, and they were like, "Cool, should we try another alt?" And I was like, "No." I was like, that's it. It's it. That's it. It was great. And then I think my favorite moment is, speaking of your creepy ghost story, is when the door opens and then it just blows my hair and I just kind of like put it back and continue like nothing happened. You're like, no, because I'm at that point I'm still not convinced that we should get rid of them.
They're like, they're just chilling.
Yeah, I love the ghosts. They're, like, no, we didn't even get to talk to her yet.
She's just hanging out. I
have a question for you without ruining the movie for those who haven't seen it. Do you think they were really there? Do you think the seance worked? You don't have to say anything other than yes or no. I'm just curious. So do you think the seance worked? Because I've seen it several times now and my opinion goes back and forth.
No. See, I think it was in their head.
I think I'm in the yes column now.
Okay.
It was just so, but I love that we don't know.
Yeah.
I love that we can have this. I think I'm firmly in the yes column now, but it's so interesting, that you can have difference of opinions watching it.
I think I do want to see it again because I feel like that's one of those movies that you can see several times.
You certainly can.
And it's
also at a 75-minute running time. It
was a quick watch too.
Yeah.
And it was just so fun. I loved the one part when I'm calling them the couple. They one of the guys was under the table. He's like, shh. She's like, why are you being so mean right now?
Yes, exactly.
He's like, he's got a knife.
Yeah.
He's like, you're being really mean right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, hey, you're gonna die.
Yeah, you're gonna die.
But no one died.
I know.
No one actually died. And I was like, oh, okay.
You're like, wow, the gays all lived?
What?
In a horror movie?
That's crazy.
That's not possible. That's all of the gays lived?
All of them? Like, wow. Except, but
Yeah. But it's fine.
Yeah. I am going to spoil a little bit.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. Don't watch until you have seen Summoning Sylvia.
But
do not listen
watch
more.
It.
Yeah.
The ending where you're all in drag.
Oh, thank you.
So fun.
Thank you.
So fun. Do you have a drag name? Or does your character have a drag name?
So I was on Drag Race season 10 and I was in the makeover challenge with Eureka. Okay. And RuPaul named me Euphrika. Oh, and so I feel like once RuPaul names you, keep it.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm always Euphrika.
Okay, I love it.
Even, in that situation, I was like, this is Euphrika. Okay. She is living her best life. So that was easy for me. I didn't need to get so meta that I needed to create a new backstory for my drag
Nico
queen.
has like a different identity.
No, I was just like, you're Euphrika. Live your life up there, girl. So yeah, I think once RuPaul names you, it sticks.
Yeah.
It's like, I think that will be my drag name forever and ever is Euphrika, which is great.
I love it. Yeah. That's amazing.
We had come up with this whole other thing where it was like Eureka Vacuum and Baby Hoover. And RuPaul was like, Hoover? And I was like, yeah, because Eureka's a vacuum. And RuPaul was like, that's where that comes from? And Eureka was like, yeah. And RuPaul was like, no, I don't like that. No, and she was like, your name's Euphrika. And I was like, oh.
You're like, I accept.
And then when RuPaul said, Eureka, you and Euphrika were on Fleeka. Safe. I was like, oh, that's the best line. Like, except the safe part, because that was bullshit, because I should have won. But anyway, that's fine. I never win. Always the bridesmaid.
You should be the bride.
Always the bridesmaid. Yeah, even in this movie, the bridesmaid.
Wow. Yeah, this is true. Yeah. Also, your makeup was just on
gorgeous, right?
Gorgeous.
You,
oh my goodness.
I love her. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Andrea.
Just snatched. So your character says that they've seen Wicked 14 times.
Yes.
How many times have you seen Wicked?
It's probably not far off, to be honest. It's going to be insane when the movie comes out. It will be 14,000 times.
Was this a subtle nod?
No, it was before she was cast.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy,
I
right?
love
This
that.
is more about the witchy coincidences in the world that I say that.
Okay.
Because it was shot over a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Before she was cast, before she was filming. So it's really wild.
That's awesome.
For those of you who don't know, my sister is playing Galinda in the movie musical Wicked, parts 1 and 2.
And today we had a
glimpse of it. Yeah.
Some leaks of her singing.
Yeah, really insane. She sounds unbelievable.
God.
She sounds so beautiful.
So pretty. Have you been on set to see anything?
Been on set.
Okay.
I can't talk.
I know
about
you can't say much, but
it was really unbelievable.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness.
I can't tell you anything, but I will tell. I'm so grateful that this leak happened because now the world has seen a little bit.
So you can be like,
so I can be like, because I have known this for months and months, like at least 4 months. I've been sitting on this information, being like, everyone's like, "How's it going?" And I was like, "I can't talk about it." You know, I was like, they're like, "What is she wearing? What's she?" And I was like, "I can't tell you." But now you've seen, so it's good. Everyone knows, and it's remarkable. She has treated this role with such unbelievable care. That's awesome. The whole production is just really being so true to the core values of the Wizard of Oz and Wicked, and it's just I don't think anyone will be anything other than but delighted when they see this film.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen Wicked once.
Oh, well, then you're going to have a lot of fun at the movies.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's going to be great. Do you have a favorite song from Wicked?
Let's see. I think so personally, because I've always wanted to be in the show, and I was never actually in the show. Looking at the camera like there's listening.
But you should.
But like Dancing Through Life, I think is very Frankie. It's my attitude in life. Like I very much resonate with the character Fiyero in that moment for Dancing Through Life. So I think that probably Dancing Through Life is my favorite song, and it's so gorgeous with when the choir comes in and the dance and the way it's done in the musical. I think that's my favorite song.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
So you've done a lot of stage work.
Yes.
On Broadway, but you're also doing film. Like, do you have a preference over the other?
So I just finished doing Titanic.
Yes.
I'll tell you, 8 shows a week is tough.
It's a lot.
I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
Sitting in the audience and clapping in a movie theater is a lot easier than working for 90 minutes with broken backs, hips, necks for that same amount of applause. But there is something about live theater that is within me. Like there is no greater joy than doing live theater for me.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, 8 shows a week in a show like Titanic, which is the most vocally demanding show I've ever been in my life, with Celine Dion songs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We're singing.
It's a
and
lot.
I was tap dancing and doing layouts, and I had I was doing tricks with juggling a wheel, doing fan tricks. Like it was my I don't want to show off no more moment from Thoroughly Modern Millie. So it was exhausting.
Okay.
So I'm very grateful that I was able to take a break and like come back to TV and film. I would very much like to continue doing film. I had a great experience doing Summoning Sylvia. So I'm hoping that once casting directors, producers, writers see this film, they're like, Frankie's actually an actor, because I think most people still associate with me as a personality from my work on reality TV, which is a double-edged sword, but again, so grateful for my experience on Big Brother. But it's been a uphill battle to prove to the world that I actually trained as an actor and I can do that. So I'm glad that this film exists as kind of like a proof of concept, and I'm hoping that some other people see it and are like, oh, we should put him in more movies. I'm like, you should.
Exactly.
I would love
Hire Frankie.
Hire me.
Hire you for everything.
And I really hope I get to continue to play queer characters.
Yeah.
I think that we're in a place in the world where we need more queer characters in film and TV, and I'm hoping that this film and its universal appeal is going to inspire some more writers, directors, producers, studios to be like, you know what? It's not scary to put LGBTQ plus stories on screen. Let's do that.
Yeah, and you don't have to
hire me to be in it.
Exactly, and you can like do it and not have it be offensive or
or divisive. This is a movie bringing everyone together. Like including the straight community and our allies. Like there's a beautiful message in there for everyone.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I'm grateful, and anyone can relate to it.
Yeah.
If you've ever had a best friend, you can relate to this film. Doesn't matter what your demographic is that you associate with,
100%.
the community you belong to.
At the end, it was giving like a sleepover vibe. Like we're all just hanging out, having fun, and it wrapped it up in such a nice little bow. And I was like, That was just like an enjoyable movie, you know? And you were also in Spree.
Yes.
Which I rewatched as well. Because I was like, oh, Frankie was in Spree. I was like, who is he in Spree?
Right.
Because I watched it initially, like when it came out, just like watching it, and like David Arquette's in it.
Yeah,
and I was
it's
like,
so rando.
What? Just so like, I love it though.
And my scene is wild.
Oh, your scene is so insane.
Crazy. Yeah.
And that movie is he did a great job.
He's fantastic.
Your poor body with the dogs.
Yes, and they didn't even show my mangled face.
Yeah.
But I was mangled. Like they did full prosthetics on me and they never showed it.
Why didn't they show it?
I think it was either too gruesome or it just didn't cut well.
Yeah.
Because like they couldn't find a place to splice it into after.
Yeah.
But because of the pace of the film maybe.
Yeah.
But
he also didn't have a camera on top of his car, so they wouldn't have been able to. Well, I guess it would have been from your.
It would have been your
live streams.
Oh, maybe that would have been. So we never shot that.
Yeah.
That's what we should have done. That's what we should have done. That's what we should have done. It was just an external camera shot.
Yeah.
So that makes sense why they didn't use it.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. I posted it on Instagram. And doing the scene in the car was actually with stunt drivers on Hollywood Boulevard. So like it was on Hollywood Boulevard. So they, rented Hollywood Boulevard. There were stunt cars all around us and we were doing like those crazy moves.
And you were actually in there.
Like actually inside the car. The 4 actors were inside the car together. So that was really, really, really cool. And so everything was real. Like our reactions of fear and terror were completely genuine. Like that was, awesome. And it was like the driving was wild. Yeah. It was not like done. We're not in a studio being like, oh,
whoa, no, the green screen's going this way.
It was for real and it was terrifying. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. So do you find yourself drawn to the horror genre?
Yes, okay. I always have, always will. Love horror. So surprised I haven't been in an American Horror Story yet. I feel like that's
they should. I don't know.
They love.
They have Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, they love a sibling.
Now
you know what I'm saying?
Give a sibling.
They love a famous sibling. Yeah. I am, the famous sibling.
Exactly. So I don't.
It's so silly, but I do love American Horror Story. I love all horror.
Yeah.
My husband and I only watch horror.
Really?
So like it is pulling teeth to get him to watch anything that isn't horror with me. So he's like, is there a new horror movie out? What are we going to a new horror movie? What's a new horror movie? And it looks like there are a lot of good horror movies coming out right now. So we will have lots of good bonding time coming up. My mother is the same way. All horror all the time.
Oh my goodness.
We also produced a musical called Horror Camp, which was an original musical that we wrote, which was at the Bourbon Room for the past 2 Halloweens. So check out in October, and hopefully we'll be doing it again there.
Oh my God.
We love horror, so
that's amazing.
It is by far my favorite genre, and I'm obsessed with this comedy horror moment that is happening in the world. It's great. Megan was great.
So fun.
I laughed so hard at Cocaine Bear, and of course Summoning Sylvia I'm laughing so hard at. So I do think the fact that the horror genre is so expansive is really and inclusive is really great.
Oh, yeah. So what is your favorite horror movie?
That's very difficult.
You can also give top 5.
Yeah. Okay. So I've just look at my body and we can find the one. So this is my alien queen tattoo from Aliens, which is the sci-fi horror genre.
Yes.
And I just think that's one of my favorite movies of all time. But I'm also a big fan of like the James Wan films. So like really big, I love Insidious and Conjuring, and I loved Malignant. I love that kind of horror with an element of camp to it that makes me really happy. But lots of jump scares, man. Those Insidious jump scares really get me.
They're pretty good.
With the red face. Oh, it's so scary. We just rewatched those, so that was kind of fun. I love all horror.
Yeah.
But those are my tops.
Do you remember the horror movie as a child that scared you?
Chucky.
Dolls. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mom took me when I was 7. Thank you, Mom. It definitely influenced my entire life moving forward. But I was terrified for years. For years, I was terrified. And then I had My Buddy.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is Chucky.
Yeah.
And I had to put it in like a box and like bury it. It was really scary. I couldn't look at it anymore. I was like, My Buddy. So that was first movie that scared me. But she had me I had already watched like The Omen and Pet Sematary at that point, Poltergeist. Like those films were some like on repeat in my house, so I was enjoying horror. So she didn't think I would be traumatized.
You're like, you'll be fine, right?
But Chucky really got me.
There's something about a doll. Like, that's also one of mine that I really hate. And when I go back home, you know, I have all of my American Girl dolls under my bed. And I'm like, is Samantha just going to like come out and just like murder me?
Annabelleing herself up
and I'm
the
like,
bed.
I just
Yeah.
fucking throw you out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I buried my Beanie Babies. Why? They knew too much. Just that. Yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P. to those Beanie Babies.
Yeah, exactly.
So where can everyone find Summoning Sylvia?
Oh my goodness, there's so many places. So it's available anywhere that you can click purchase or rent. So iTunes, Apple TV, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube, Vudu, Vimeo, all those places.
If you pretty much Google Summoning Sylvia,
yes,
you'll find somewhere to watch
yeah,
it.
I'm sure summoningsylvia.com is probably a thing as well. So you can find it there, or the link on my Instagram, Frankie J. Grande. Just check it out.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. This has been a lot of fun.
You're a delight.
Oh, yay.
And
go see Summoning Sylvia.
Go see Summoning Sylvia. It's so good. It's so funny. It's so good.
You will laugh, yeah.
You will laugh. You might cry. You will
I cry.
gasp. Yeah.
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 I've cried.
Yeah. Over that movie?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
During the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
I've cried a few times. Yeah.
During what part?
The part that we can't talk about.
Okay, yeah.
The twist.
Yeah.
The twist makes
the twist will
get you. Hits you right in the gut.
And the heart.
Yep.
And you're like, aw.
Yep,
exactly. That's good. That's good. Well, thank you. You're awesome. And thank you to our sponsor, Filmcraft LA. You can find them at filmcraftla.com and also on Instagram at filmcraftla. Thanks, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.